everyone in Happy Time Zone. This is your bird, Haven the Raven, and welcome back to Amalur on Nostalgic, where I go through this game that I have played far too many times in the past, and see if it still holds up. I'm kind of on the final stretch here, actually. Piku, how you doing? I legitimately don't care about my pronouns today. Whatever you want to use for pronouns is fine. And what okay, so you redeemed no hitting things. What do you mean by hitting things? Do you mean with a spell? With weapons? I need something to go off of. That's a little vague. Okay, so I can't do direct damage, is what you're saying. Okay, no direct damage. I'm gonna do 3 minutes, not 5, but I'll only start the timer once I actually get to a enemy. So I can sneak past. Depending on the situation, I can persuade my way past. And if it comes down to an unavoidable fight, I have summons, and you cannot be mad at me if I accidentally hit something with my teleport. Because my teleport just outright replaces my dodge. Oh, hey, look, enemies. 3 minutes on the clock. You have an actual name. What the? Since when do gnomes count as pets? Oh boy. Oh boy. First time I've been diseased in a while. Yep. For some reason, the gnome counts as a pet. I don't know why. Oh, whoops. I hit the wrong potion. Though the gnome's doing some decent damage. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure the gnome's just gonna follow me around. Oh boy. Well, that NPC's dead. Did that just cause me to fail a quest? Preordained, Scarfangs. I don't think so. Thankfully, I think he might have been just there to tell me about a quest. So I don't have to reload. But yeah, apparently the gnome is a pet. Okay then. How much time is on this left? Oh, pfft. 3, 2, 1. If you'd ruined the game, I would have just reloaded, Pico. Because I need to complete all quests. Yeah, the gnome decided that it was just gonna go to bed. Or, well, he was just gonna go to bed. This is my first time getting my hands on the pet flute, so I honestly don't know what can and can't be summoned. Oh, I know what this place is. Will it show up on my map or no? Not yet. Okay. Which one? You bloodthirsty bastards. Okay. Anyways, further down we go, because I have to go save an old friend. Who somehow got himself kidnapped. Or, well, technically arrested, but we're gonna go with kidnapped. Because it is sort of kidnapped. Oh, and by the way, Piku, you're never gonna guess what counts as a stealth attack in this game. Apparently, that was stealthy. Just discard those. Alright, I'm taking it you're on a delay. Yeah, the meteor is definitely not the stealth attack. But it gets the stealth attack multiplier if you cast it from sneak. Which is kind of broken. Yeah. It really shouldn't count as a sneak attack, but it's a sneak attack. For whatever reason, it's a sneak attack. And I have to laugh at that. Yeah, you would think, you would definitely think that that would be, noticeable. But evidently not. The Fateless One, the only video game protagonist to be able to stealth a meteor.
Play with us. What brings you so far out? You're not one of those preordained spies, are you? Can't afford any more fines. If not, would you be interested in a bit of leisure? A fanciful activity to take your mind off the troubles of daily life.
I might have to dismiss the skeleton.
Antelope racing, of course. Ah, but the real question is, why not race antelopes? You see, my brother and I have been stuck with the unenviable task of raising this herd of antelope. Our father believed that a stable, humble occupation would do us good. He was wrong, of course. We lost most of our coin in the gambling dens, and we spent the last 2 years running from debt collectors. So, we came back and assumed ownership of our dear father's business, Atwater Farms. It's dull work, but we make it interesting by allowing passers-by to race our antelope. It's more fun than herding them.
I forgot about this quest.
It happens. You know what they say?
What?
Can't race antelope without accidentally killing one. Or was that eggs?
Oh boy.
That's what we're all about here at Atwater Farms. All play and no work. We need you to direct as many antelope as you can from their grazing lands into our corral on the other side of the hill. The more of the beasts you collect for us, the more money we'll pay. Go for it.
Okay, so how do I do this again? We have some antelope to direct. I actually appreciate this quest for being as silly as it is. Oh dear. It's a little annoying. But at the same time, they tried something new. Oh, what do you... Come on. Up you go. Antelope. Ah, boy. If I can get all three, I don't think this quest ever actually ends, but still. Chasing antelope around is definitely a bit of a departure. Oh dear. I killed all of them on accident. That's not good. Oh dear. Oh dear. Like actually, oh dear. I just said oh beer instead. Okay, clearly I'm still half asleep. Can I collect... Do the antelope respawn?
Looking good.
Well, at the very least, there's an antelope. I was under the impression that I could kill that bear without killing the antelope. I was wrong. Sorry, little guy. You're gonna be all alone. Move it. I may have to fight some things. Oh, I could have just gone this way. Alright then. Just keep going.
I'm impressed. Most of our players give up after a few minutes. The antelope are just too quick. Patience, my friend. Patience. Here you are, as promised. We'll be here if you're ever interested in trying again. So long.
Alright, cool. I probably will not be trying again because I got them killed the first time. Oh, those poor antelope. Those poor, unfortunate antelope. Hang on a second. Items, it was Aiden's diary or something? At the foot of the long decayed century watching over Madding Wind. So there was one over here. Decayed century, huh? Probably that. Just because I would like to test out the druid armor. I don't think it's gonna be that crazy. So we've got some guards. Boggarts. Alright. Wait, what? Ah. And I need to be quiet.
There's a presence here, and I dare not stop more than a moment. I felt it earlier in the depths of the old cistern, where the walls had been scarred with chaos markings. All traces of the Arathi had been scraped clean, gouged in ancient stone by picks and daggers. I fear that this place, once a sanctuary for the just, has been tainted by the touch of Kalogos. I must move on before I am discovered.
Okay, so Aelin was investigating this. I think they tried to, connect Aelin's order specifically to the Order of Fate Weavers with this, which actually does not make sense. Because let's be real here, Agarth specifically does not have the, how shall we say, subtlety for that sort of work. Those are daggers. I'll put them away. The foot of the decayed old sentry watching over Madding Wind. What's the decayed old sentry? What did they mean by decayed old sentry? Do they mean the decayed estate? How do you not notice that? Not what I meant to do, but cool. Oh, fair enough, fair enough. Have an excellent day, Pico. When they said decayed old sentry, did they mean this, or did they mean actually inside Matting Wind? I think they might have meant actually inside Matting Wind. Decayed old sentry. My first thought was that watchtower, but that went nowhere. What else could it be? A sentry is a guard. So maybe up here? Maybe there's like a statue of a guard somewhere up here? Oh, hi, troll. I don't know what kind of troll you... Oh, you're Prismere. Why are you Prismere and not Silverback? How did a Prismere troll even get here? Okay. So... Yeah. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And you just coil around this way, don't you? Yeah, you don't go anywhere. Mountain Barghests. Perhaps by decayed sentinel they meant the trees. No. Okay. Then what? Decayed sentinel. It could be an unlisted treasure thing, but I doubt it. What are you? Yeah, you're not better than what I'm wearing. I am, however, going to take those rivets. Oh wait, did they mean that? The foot of the decayed sentinel watching over Madam Wind. It could be that tower. It very well could be this tower. Hello, secret door. Least stealthy stealth attack ever. But it works. Okay, this might be one of them. Ziddy's cowl. Alright then. There we are. What are you? Okay, guess I'm going around. But this will let me get a look down there. You just coil around, okay. So what's the very back of this? There's a chest here. But I don't think they're gonna give me... Never mind. That's a shortcut. Ah! So let's see here. Near the lone shrine by the life-giving Crownhold Lake, so I'm gonna want to investigate around Crownhold. And Crow Peak is somewhere I'll be heading later anyway. There we go. here. Hi, Barghest. Okay. You can go away. You are worthless. And that's the end of that. I believe I go through Gale Crossing next. And, well, to get to the next area the way I'm supposed to. It's honestly better to just collect those armor pieces as I go. I already have to do a lot of backtracking. I'd rather not add to that. Shame we can't get into that. Ruins are always so cool. I think I need a side path into Matting Wind. I don't think it'll let me walk it right in the front door. Particularly because of the preordained. Nope. Why do I keep getting block string? I don't block. I forget I have a shield. My shield is essentially there as an extra stat buff. Why are you giving me block? Hi, Crevice. I'm not even sure I was supposed to find this spot yet. I think this might have been how I was supposed to get out. Oh well. I probably shouldn't meteor this guy. I mean, if you're coming right to me... Oh, you fool. Son of Laz. Guards. A bunch of prisoners that I'm probably going to be freeing, if only for a diversion. You lot I am going to just nuke, though, because I can't take all three of you out quickly and stealthily unless I take advantage of the fact that meteors are stealthy now. Okay, not what I really intended, but I'm cool with that. I was just looting. I didn't think my looting would get me anywhere. You, sir. are both blind and a fool. Especially so if you're allowing a son of Laz to walk free. Alright. Let's let you out. You people are free now, go! I guess freeing the prisoners doesn't do anything. Still gonna do it though. Still gonna, at the very least, unlock the doors. Because I'd rather not just leave people to starve, and I'm fairly certain that this prison is going to be very shut down. Okay, so we've got 2 sets of 2 guards. Yep, mic going off. Pinkusi, hello! Thank you for the lurk, and apologies that I couldn't remark on it earlier. There was some stuff going on in the background. Oh boy, okay, so we've got... Oh, okay, there's levers. Well done. In other words, I messed up by not getting the other lever earlier. Balgan.
I don't want to see you.
My guy. When you see someone outside your cell, you don't aggro. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Come on, if you fools are gonna do this. May as well take you all out in one fell swoop. Really? I killed the one that was smart enough to stand off to the side, but not the three stooges? That's pathetic. Why do I keep looking at that? Universalist signets do me literally no good. Amplitude. Nope. You're not good. Okay, so we've got... a few different ways I could go about this. I could just sneak through here. Or... I could take the direct route. That's not as good as what I've got. Fateless one. Okay, I'm going to save here so that that doesn't happen again. A heavy night. I hate heavy nights. Well, not quite hate, but they are, without a doubt, they're the strongest enemy variant in the game. Because, or at least as far as the amount of damage they do. When I was tackling this the first time, Heavy Knights were really the only DLC specific enemies that gave me trouble. You poor unfortunate soul. I don't even have to sneak with you. Alright, and with the massacre complete... maybe I was actually supposed to come in that back entrance and I just missed a quest prompt or something. Oh well. Either way, I'm pretty close to freeing Agarth, so off we go. I mean, if you're going to put this... okay. I need the key to the holding area. Won't let me pick it. A forge. Why is there a forge? Preordained. All of these are preordained. Except for the rats for some reason. Why rats? The preordained aren't a problem, generally speaking. Right, I picked up that quest, which means every single one of you, I have to pick up the stuff for. I think I can just leave the rats there. Oh, you foolish creature. Holding area, there we go. I have way more golds than I'm ever going to use. And I'm level capped because of that Victory Games pass. I have to wonder what would have happened. Well, that was a comedy of errors. I have to wonder what would have happened had I used that, like, right out the gate. Would that just immediately put me at level 50? I couldn't get to level 50 before, Tiernok. At least not normally. So, does the Victory Games override that? Simply not activate, or what? I will definitely be testing that. That is exactly the same as what I currently have equipped. And I'm probably not getting rid of Peacemaker simply because that one has defensive utility as well. Wait, this is seriously an 80-hour save? Sheesh! High security area, there's... Ooh, okay, I've got a couple different ways I can approach this. I want those preordained talismans. Moving on. I just did. The way to the exit is quite literally all clear. You are more than fine to just leave. Curious as to why there's two of these huddled up here. Sorry to intrude upon your date. Moving on. Ow. Why did that do so much damage? Hi, Heavy Knight. Ah, brilliant. It might not be a ton of damage, but Winter's Embrace was doing damage, which is more than I can say for some of the things I've had to do against those things. Abandoned Wing. Okay, so it's only this way that'll lead there. Possibly. Oh, hi! Spider. How do you do? And there's more spiders still. Because of course there's more spiders still. 3,000 really isn't bad. And granted, I'm rounding up, but that's not a bad amount of damage. Da, 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 da. Of course. You are just not having a good day. I have to collect the preordained talismans and this. Because apparently Agarth needs an entire prison completely dedicated to keeping him locked away. Oh, Jen! Hello! How you doing? Back over here. I'm doing normally. Thank you for asking. Glad to hear you're doing well. Alright. Weren't you dead? I'm just gonna explore the side wings before I go down the center. Left stockade. There's a fake wall over here. There we go. Okay. It's literally just treasure. What happened to my lockpicks? Oh, wait. Do they, like, just get deleted when you force? That has to be what happened. Because I wasn't exactly paying attention and I just kept clicking force lock. I probably should have been paying attention. Huh, nobody would even normally know that there was a murder here, unless they took a look at the bloodstain. I should probably see if I can get any lockpicks from this chest before I attempt anything. And we don't have... Oh boy. Damn! We don't have... lockpicks. What is going on with the laptop? One moment. Oh, yeah, all of my accessories that I currently have equipped give 30+% damage. This is 33% universal damage, this is 33% universal damage, and this is 30% universal damage, but it also has some defensive utility. Which means that I'm perfectly fine with just leaving the 30% damage and not increasing that, because the defensive utility, I be squishy. I am a lot less squishy with Peacemaker than I am without Peacemaker. Well, I found where they keep the necromancers. Pile of rocks and chest. Let's hope one of those has a lockpick. Because if not, I have to go on the great quest to find lockpicks. I cannot believe I actually ran out. I might still have to go on a great lockpick quest. Just because that... I've never run out of lockpicks before. Please have a lockpick. Fuck. We're just gonna have to leave that chest. But those aren't... To be fair, the treasure boxes in this game are made of curses, and I'm not even joking about that. Like, it might not be lore, but enough boxes are cursed. That, yeah, I wouldn't want to try breaking them either. Lockpicking is safer. Actually, yeah, hold on. How much extra damage do I get just from the flat damage percent or just from the damage percent boosts from my accessories and armor? And I'm only talking universal, so that's 66, 96. Uh, 103. 110. I don't know if those stack, but we're going to count it like they do. 125. I'm not wearing these. Okay, so about 125 universal damage bonus. Actually, Talisman of Order is not bad. Okay, so I have a decent damage buff. And that's just from my equipment. Adding in everything else, and yeah, my damage is a little ridiculous. Hey. Hello. You don't survive those. Lockpick! I've never been so happy for lockpicks! There is something seriously very wrong with me. Yes and no. He may have been just chilling inside his cage, but he was also an enemy and aggroed in a sense. If you're spotted by an enemy, it doesn't matter if they can get to you or not, you can't interact with certain things. Which is part of what annoys me about the backtracking portion of this DLC, actually. Oh fuck, that's a heavy knight. Okay, saving. You can take a meteor. Oh dear. Thank you, Fairgorda. My Skelly just got me back so much health. Alright, and the Heavy Knights showcase the one real flaw with this build. I'm squishy. My armor rating at the moment is only 1,284. And that might sound like a lot, but it's actually not. Not when you factor in a couple other, or not when you factor in that I'm technically wearing light armor. Yeah, generally speaking, I would agree with you there. If you can guarantee that they're not going to hit you, you don't need the armor. The problem is, with this game, guaranteeing that they're not going to hit you is annoying, if not outright impossible. Don't mind me, just looking around. Because I'm pretty sure I'm about to bring this entire mountainside down. Could be misremembering. But chaos magic historically has a lot of environmental implications. Oh, a Horinox. Lovely. I'm actually not being sarcastic this time.
Hail to Logris! Hail to Logris!
I would actually much prefer to face a Horinox than a Heavy Knight. I have the same issue with Heavy Knights that I do Bolgans. The damn shields.
This is what all the fuss is about. After all the trouble I endured to bring you here, capturing your friend, imprisoning him in this tomb, summoning a Horinox, you still won't die. And now I must deal with you myself. Tell me, faithless one, why shouldn't I simply pull your heart from your mouth and let you writhe around on the floor like a drowning fish? Does it matter what I tell you? Will it change your mind about killing me? Yes, I am Telogris, though this vessel does little to exhibit my true majesty. This boy, this skin, he is merely the instrument with which I am able to cross into this world. He had a name once, but that matters little now.
Yeah, Telogris definitely needs to get his ass whooped.
Silly question. Why not? I am the god of chaos, after all. I sow unrest, confusion, and havoc. Mitharu and I have spent an eternity in struggle, but there has always been an imbalance. Fate. It was Mitharu's clever trick. His way to impose order on a world begging for chaos. But no more. The Veil is weak in these mountains. Has been for thousands of years. My guess is that those fool Irathi traveled frequently between this world and ours, weakening the barrier. Weak spirits. I will never slay enough of them to be satisfied.
Despite how outright bloodthirsty Telogris is, I still have more respect for him than I do Mitharu. Though I do think they should have made him more charming. The monotone is definitely eerie, but he's the god of chaos, so I'm not sure it really fits. Like, he's the god of chaos who's possessing a young man and leading a cult. I feel like his way of speaking should be a little more charming to make that more believable. Okay, the helmet's a little stupid, but the rest of the armor does look cool, I will give you that. Part of the reason I'm being so critical here, Jan, is actually the price point. I haven't talked about this much, but if you want to get the rest of Re-Reckoning, it's $30. If you want to get Fatesworn, Fatesworn alone is $20. Okay. Yeah, his armor is a lot cooler looking than the Dread Scale. I'm not going to argue with that. However, the spike on the helmet is a little stupid. It looks like something Rita Repulsa would wear. But I'm going to be a lot more critical of a DLC that is almost the same price as the base game than I am one that's like half that price. And honestly, I feel like my critiques are a little valid. He's tricking these people. He's not quite brainwashing them, but he's, for lack of a better term, seducing them to his way of thinking. That is a lot harder to imagine with monotone. Like I said, the monotone is eerie, but I think they could have gone for something a little more charming with his voice. Okay, now top or bottom? I mean, that's kind of a lie, actually. But Telogris doesn't care about that, so we're just gonna go with...
You may be special, but you are no wiser than any other mortal. Crude, rash, stupid. Even as you stand there, you smell of death. A stink of corpses. I am Telogris. You cannot unmake me, faithless one.
Evil doesn't have to mean... I'm kind of comparing him to Gadflow. Gadflow was complete and utter slime, but he had a charm to him. A slimy charm that made you want to kill him more, but a type of charm that had you have some kind of emotional investment. What? Jan, that's not what I mean by charming. I don't mean... You can be evil and charming. Like, charisma is not limited to just good people. And the better villains are always the ones that you want to see fail, you want to see fall. I don't have much of an opinion on Telogris. Yeah, I want a badass villain. But because I don't have much of an opinion on Telogris, I'm a little disappointed. Like, say what you want about how quickly I took out Tirnoch. She had presence. Telogris is just kind of there. Part of that might be because they spoiled us with him meeting us in person here. Whereas Gadflow was constantly hiding behind mirrors and illusions. Even when we fought him. Literally the only time we actually met Gadflow was when he died. And yet we still had a sense of who he was. A sense of how he'd gotten that way. And through him, we got a sense of Tirnoch. How she could manipulate, of how she could charm, of how she could fool. Comparing that to this, it's a bit of a downgrade. Alright, which one of these?
Apparently so. But you cannot destroy something you do not understand. If you are truly the Faithless One, prove it to me. Show me the full extent of your power. You will not lay a finger upon me, child of dust.
This is a fight that you cannot win.
They said the Faithless One was powerful. Is this all? Is this the might of the Faithless One? After everything you've done, I'd expected more. But it seems I expected too much.
Yeah, we literally can't do anything about him for now.
Remain locked away forever, for I have the key to his deliverance. I take his life with me. Farewell, child of dust.
Okay. First of all, let's just go around and loot all of this. Save. And then we head in. Or not. There we go. Okay. And this is Telogris's little slice of Ashara.
You're a fool, Faithless One. Predictable and safe. A true child of order. There is no escape from the Chaos Realm. The only way out is protected, clad in the same chaos magic that I am. It seems that destiny has finally come to claim you, faithless one. It has been fun.
Yeah, I believe I said this before, but the gods in this universe are fair folk. Extraordinarily powerful fair folk, but fair folk the same as, well, the same as Gadflow and Tiernock. The same as the Tuatha, as Sidon, as so many others that we just... or that we'd already encountered up until this point. There were some hints of that in previous expansions. Oh, right, I just have to run around. But they flat out confirm it here with the Child of Dust statements and the, I believe they outright mention that this is part of Ashara at some point. Okay. And now I need that. Ashara. Esharra. It's the realm that all magic in this, oh dear. World comes from. Well, this universe comes from. And it is the home of the fair folk. Or, well, it is from where the fair folk's souls come from. And it's also the reason for their immortality. Normally... Oh dear. Individuals as powerful as Telogris aren't able to leave Ashara. Like, Athene flat out said that she couldn't, or that she was stuck in Ashara because of a veil. Or, well, maybe not because of a veil, but she flat out said that she couldn't speak with her true voice to one beyond the veil, implying that she was stuck beyond this veil. Telogris wound up possessing a human in order to sneak past. So essentially, he just broke one of the cardinal rules of this world. Here's the lore. You have embarked on a dangerous journey into the very heart of Ashara, a realm of pure magic, putting your mind, body, and soul at risk to master the power of chaos itself. That alone confirms that the gods are fair folk. collect this. And now... well, we save, and then we free Agarth.
Consider me flattered. No one's ever worked so hard for my companionship. It's good to see you, old friend. I thought we'd freed the world from fate, but I was wrong. It wouldn't be the first time. So it seems our destinies are still inseparably linked, though I no longer have the ability to see it.
Yeah. I don't like the voice change for Agarth. They should have just left him dead. They should have just had him dead, honestly. Especially because talking about our destinies being irreparably linked, or inseparably linked, that is a huge retcon because I don't have a destiny.
It's been a difficult time, and I may have relied on old vices to see me through it. I'm not proud of my mistakes. Lotus and his gang of fanatics found me in a somewhat compromised state. I'd slept the night in a bottle, as they say. They gathered up my old bones and tossed me in here with the other prizes.
I actually saw a lot of people complaining about how Agarth had overcome his drinking problem in the base game, and then they had him relapse here. But honestly, it's more realistic that he'd relapse at some point, so I don't mind that bit.
Sadly, they won't share their secrets with me. I've drawn some of my own conclusions based on what I've seen. I recognize some of the other prisoners. Understand names I recognize. I believe the preordained are kidnapping persons of influence from across Amalur and sacrificing them to Delogris. If my theories are correct, every death further damages the tapestry of fate. The deaths of those with connections and reach across the world, well, their deaths leave holes that are not easily repaired. Everything comes apart faster. Soon there will be no stopping it. We have much to do, my friend. The situation in Mithros is worse than the Order imagined. Thurs and his minions are a threat unlike any we've ever faced. And Godfrey, there is no telling what might happen if the tapestry of fate unravels. Speaking of narrow escapes, how did you manage to free yourself from the Chaos Realm? I've never seen it done. A weapon in the Chaos Realm? That's the first I've heard of anything like that. But I'm not always the most reliable source. Keep that blade close. I have a feeling it's the only reason you're alive right now. Now, is there any reason why we're still standing around jabbering? Farewell.
I'm gonna... I think I'd mind the voice change less if they'd gone through and done all of his redone all of his voice lines with the new voice actor. But it's such an obvious change. What? Okay, something's going on with the laptop again. One moment. Let's hope that changes things. Hey, Garth, what are you doing?
carry wind before the learners.
I should probably get Matting Wind on my map, because I believe I can fast travel to it. Again, if I actually have it on my map. And I'm gonna need to come back here for the Decayed Estates later. Because the Decayed Estate is a whole other kettle of fish. Alrighty. What? Proof that the devs just didn't want to make something new. Anyway. I think like, it is a really callous thing for me to say, because I do like Agarth. But I think him dying would have made this a far more interesting storyline. Because one of the big problems I have, or well, the biggest problem I have with Telogris is that I don't really feel much emotion regarding him. He's just sort of there. Now, if he'd managed to kill Agarth, that would have gotten a reaction. Because I like Agarth. It also would have completely gotten rid of the voice actor issue. Because they couldn't get Agarth's voice actor back. I believe the guy died. So there's two issues just down with one. It gives the Fateless One a genuinely personal reason to want Telogris, or to want to see Telogris' head on a pike. Because Agarth was like the one person that was there for us the entire time.
As safe as one can ever be from preordained. They knew I was coming. As they knew you were coming, they employ fate weavers like us to track and eliminate their prey. Make no mistake, Telogris is a true threat. But he's also an ordinary man, which adds some complications. Now that I am free again, it's vital that we continue with my mission. Otherwise Mythos and Amalur will be in great danger. From the information I gathered, the mortal vessel he inhabits was once a boy, a blacksmith's apprentice named Wolf. The boy's an innocent, just another victim of the god of chaos.
Yeah, I think the devs, by having Agarth be so intertwined with this story and having him be present through it, thought they were doing a good job. Like, oh, people liked Agarth, they want to see more of Agarth. But the result was a lot of people were disappointed with Agarth's arc through this. Like, I mentioned the alcohol relapse, but that's that a lot of people were upset with because in the base game he'd beaten it. He'd beaten his alcoholism. However, everybody... You don't just drop something like that at a hat. You're gonna relapse at some point. It was gonna happen. So I don't mind that part. The part I mind is the lack of passion I have towards, like, the actual story. There's interesting elements to it. The gods being able to possess mortals, chilling. The tapestry of fate holding the world together, concerning implications. The gods being fair folk ties up a lot of loose ends. Stepping headfirst into Ashara, cool idea. I just wish they'd implemented it better. I like the ideas, I just hate the execution. Or, well, not hate, I'm just disappointed with the execution.
I must get in contact with Skald Atlas, a former member of the Order. She's been keeping us updated on events in Mythos, but she's been forced to flee from her home, to find a new hideout from Preordained. Skald is the key to everything. Well said. We're always stronger together, especially out here. Mythos is no place for lonely. I was on the trail of the blacksmith Skald Atlas. The Preordained got in my way. Skald has been out here for years, and she has answers about chaos weapons like the one you recovered, about our powers. As the weave unravels, fate magic is changing, and we're changing along with it. I'm not sure exactly. Have you seen the rifts? The tears in the weave? I see them, but when I try to touch them, nothing. The thinning of the barrier between worlds has granted us a glimpse of the other side. A chaos sight. I have very little control over it. Knowing you, well, I can only imagine. It's time to fight fire with fire, as they say. It's my theory that weapons touched with chaos magic will harm it. Of course, I've never gotten close enough to test it. I knew I could count on you. Telogris doesn't stand a chance. After this, I'll retire. Find a nice piece of farmland in the wolds, settle down. Maybe not. Skald's forge is hidden under the mountains. She still needs to emerge for supplies and information. We should talk to Arella Axel, our smuggler who's said to make the occasional delivery to our friend, the blacksmith.
Okay, so some of these should still be his old... so keep in mind...
I've been a lot of things in my life.
And this is his old voice.
A fate weaver and a failure. All at the cruel hands of fate. Until you came along, I never had a choice in what I was. Thank you for that.
Like, the new VA tried, but was given kind of a dogshit script to work with. And there's just something about the original voice. It just hits so much harder. Though that part might be nostalgia. That said, I really don't think I'd mind the VA change as much if they'd gone through and had the voice actor redo all of Agarth's lines. It's a lot more jarring when you're used to how he sounds throughout the entirety of the main story. Like, all of this, you're used to how Agarth sounds. You come to know that voice, you come to recognize it. You get a grin on your face when you hear it. And then in this, it's completely different. That's not really the voice actor's fault. I prefer the old voice, but that's not the voice actor's fault. There's nothing the poor guy could have done about that. Why are you over here? Must have caught a cold. I mean, fair, I suppose.
Good to see you again. Is there anything I can help you with today? Good. That means you're reducing their safe travels.
Yeah, I guess you could say that Agar's caught a cold. Oh, Karato! Hello! Thank you for the lurk. If you don't mind my asking, and you don't mind answering, how you doing? Hello, smuggler. I'm glad to hear you're doing well.
Go away. Leave a lady to her drink. So you're the pushy type. Let's see you shove a girl around without any hands. I'll start with the fingers. Bah, not worth the trouble.
Literally, all I did was say hi. Someone's clearly woken up on the wrong side of the bottle.
Don't know her. Get lost. It's not a good time. But I told you. I don't know any schools. Now walk away before your questions get you into trouble. Yeah, what did I say? Take a walk, stranger.
I'm pretty sure that she is a protected NPC, Jan.
I don't need to do anything. You've got plenty of cheek coming into my village and asking questions, sticking your nose in my business. Stick it too far and you might lose it. Why do you think I know Schooled Atlas anyway? What? Agarth? The old drunk? Boy, you'd best be rid of that wasted relic as soon as you can. He's liable to get you killed. Listen, if you really want to know about Schooled Atlas, I'll talk, but it won't be cheap. Look for a cave up by the old windmill. I'll be there, after dark. Come alone. I'll meet you later.
Alright. Pretty sure I'm about to get ambushed. But not like I can really do much about it since it's part of the main quest of this. Just kidding, a love letter. She's not Aelin. And she's not Sinhilda. Or Rast. Okay, seriously. Why does the Fateless One just casually pick up so many ladies without trying? I mean, in the case of Sinhilda, it's Maifa's fault, but seriously. Okay, Rast is also insane. I feel like I'm forgetting a few. Like, I don't even feel like I'm forgetting just one lady that may or may not have a crush on the Fateless One. I feel like I'm forgetting several. Yeah, I'm totally getting ambushed here. I should save. Okay.
If I didn't know better, I'd say this was fate. You managed to survive Manning Wind, but you will not escape us again. You are new to Mithros, old friend. Otherwise, you would have known to never trust Arella Axel. She can't resist the sweet music of gold jangling in her pocket. Now she's off in her smuggler's bolt hole, counting that coin. I am Lotus, War Chief of the Preordained. It is nice to finally make your acquaintance.
Note the disinterest. Oh dear. Yeah, mission failed frame 1 on the stealth thing, by the way. Because remember, we were given... or we were directly told that we shouldn't try to draw attention to ourselves. I think we failed that one before we even got into Mithros. Oh dear. Ow. Yeah. Oh, my dear. Famous doesn't even actually really begin to cover it on that one. We were already well known and well recognized as part of the base game. Wait, what? Oh, nice! Well done, Karato! Always nice to figure out a problem. Well, a solution to a problem. Figuring out how to be a problem is mean, but it can be funny. Or useful. My mic might be going off soon. Oh, come on, not another heavy knight. Kaboom. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do about this situation here. Then that again. Throw down a meteor. I should have done stealth meteor. What was I thinking? Stealth meteor does more damage. That said, this guy is clearly unable to track me when I go up a hill. Which works. I love how this part of the quest isn't even just escape, it's complete and total annihilation. It's like... yeah, you could just escape. That's fine. Don't mind me, just stealth meteor. Yeah, I only found that out a couple, well, I found that out yesterday, really. But apparently... So, there's a spell, like, all the way up here, called Meteor. And it does exactly what it says on the tin. It throws a meteor at your enemies. Of course, you need to have some pretty heavy sorcery investment in order to actually use it. Now, a little interaction I was told about way in the past, or way long ago. I don't remember exactly what stream, but I was in the middle of the Gallows End saga. Was that certain spells, when cast from stealth, will actually count as sneak attacks. Me, being me, decided to test that with Meteor. Apparently, Meteor, if cast from stealth, counts as a sneak attack. Therefore, Stealth Meteor. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. This has been Avon the Raven, and it has been a pleasure speaking with you. Yeah, long and short of it, you can sneak attack with a meteor in this game. It just takes a lot of investment.
If you want to know about our troubles, ask somebody else. I'm not interested. Sure, I know her. Can't say I like her much. A cheat. No rules, no morals. She'll sell her own mother for a gold shaving. She stores her goods around town, in a few of the cellars. Slips in and out when no one's around.
Deathless Band. Okay. Well, damn! That could be fun. Yeah, seriously, the NPCs are just like, oh, look at this grand celestial event. Clearly it's the wind. Let's pay no mind to the Shadowcaster on the hill. The heavily armed sorcerer. Clearly that's just normal. Alright, Eve, do you have something for me?
Sounds like there's been some action out by the caves. Stay clear. Quick, give him here. I don't want anyone to see. Here's the coin I promised. Morella? That old smuggler could be anywhere. Likes to wedge herself into cracks. Lurks in the caves under the village. If you find her, tell her to find safe haven elsewhere. We're tired of her kind of trouble. Thurs bless you.
Okay, so I'm curious, actually, as to how much the Obliterating Band is gonna do for me. So, with my armor, gets 10% damage resistance. I'm definitely gonna take more damage, is the problem. But I can at least check to see how much the Obliterating Band helps with doing some okay numbers. Oh! Karato is typing. Okay, for context, here's the meteor. It is very clear that someone is casting something. So, normally no, but in this case, yes, I would know who was casting it. Provided I managed to actually do something before the impact landed. There's not much that actually survives the stealth meteor. And that was before they could be anywhere with 300 feet. Fair enough.
It's a pity. The Groot was a good man. To think he spent 5 years fighting the Tuatha, only to come home and die like this. A brutal crime. He deserved better.
Yeah, I would want to... I'm pretty sure that if I saw someone throw a meteor, I'd be like, yeah, no, deuces.
What about her? Do you know where she is? Oh, you're looking for her too? Well, you know as much as I do then. She's got a small bolt hole around here, but I don't know where. No witnesses, but it looks like the killer used a dagger. That puts everyone in Mithras on our list of suspects. What about you? Interested in helping us solve this mystery? Can't offer a reward or any resources. It'll be just you and the truth if you can find it. Glad to hear it. We don't get a lot of murders around here, but crime is on the rise. It's the damned preordained. Feel free to check out the body for clues. I'll have it taken away for examination later. And talk to folks. People always got a lot to say. Let me know if you learn anything. Goodbye for now.
Regardless of what the war swords say, Colette is
Are you stuck here too?
Well, clearly none of them have anything to say. Log. I see log. Give me log. It's big, it's heavy, it's wood. I don't even know where that came from. My mom and dad just sing it occasionally. Anyway. I'm just gonna fast travel because I'm apparently unable to get off of this rock. Yep. Suppose that's just how we roll. Avoid the cult leader for now. And in we go. The bolt hole will be downstairs. This lady's about to figure out that she made the wrong call. I don't even care about the rest of this stuff. I just want to find her. That said, let's see what numbers I'm working with now. 26,000. Not bad. Not bad at all. For context, the non-stealth meteor does... how much? That was a lot less than 26,000. I think that was like actually just 6,000. The cooldown on that meteor is actually kind of criminal. Look how fast it is. Look how fast it's ticking. I don't know why one of my cats is screaming. But one of my cats is screaming at a wall. Investigate the crime scene. What? Oh, that's probably... Okay. Okay, so she's... down a different bolt hole. Ghost? What ghost? I see no ghost. Alright, so... up here... into the White Dove. And then... Okay, the healer's been asleep both times I've come in here. Wait, what? Yeah, I did see that, and that's actually why I have the standard here redeem. Costs 1 point. I believe the word that got you flagged there was viewers, Karato. The reason I actually have that word flagged is because of the view bots. Or not view bots, the bots that advertise view bots. It just gets them out of the chat quick. Yeah, it just gets them out of the chat quicker. Thank you for the redeem, Karato. Hey look, I'm so stealthy.
Enough! I yield. I have nowhere else to run. Forgive me. Forgive my betrayal. I didn't know who you were. I didn't know. Schooled Atlas. She's real. I deliver supplies to her forge in the Caldera Cinder Pit. She sealed the area with some infernal mechanism of her own design. I can tell you where to look, but no one gets in. I can't tell you much because there might be preordained nearby. Take this note, and you should be able to figure it out on your own. Please, don't kill me. I didn't know.
Sorry, Karato. Yeah, I have some pretty devious ones set up.
Truly. Oh, thank you. I owe you my life. You are gracious, fateless one. I will not forget it.
But I have I have some pretty devious the automod traps. Just to catch bots and solicitors. Sorry that you got caught in the trap, Karato. Vo, hello! How you doing? It's been a while. I see treasure. Junk. Junk. I will collect those, though. junk. I went the wrong direction. Yeah, I did see. Even when your message gets auto-modded, I can check it. As long as it doesn't have a cuss word in it or something that Twitch itself deems inappropriate. But check-in redeems are were a good idea. Apparently, I can't English right now. Sad. I believe I have to go through Crownhold. Like, I think I'm actually getting sent to Crownhold now. Read the hint. Okay. Gemstone ready for a drink. Crow Peak, okay. And that is in Crow Peak past Crownhold. I'm just gonna have to stop by Crownhold real quick to collect... Where am I? I don't know why this map is so confusing for me. Gale Crossing, for whatever reason. Sometimes I can navigate an area with my eyes closed, and others I get lost going in circles. Like, literally, I have gotten lost in a circle before. I don't know why. There's, like, no rhyme, no reason. No understanding. I just have to deal with it. I will say, though, that ironically I'm better at navigating areas when I don't have a map. Because if I don't have a map, I actually have to pay attention to environmental cues. If I do have a map, however, well, then I'm going to be looking at the map for half of my navigation purposes. Because my brain is just weird like that, apparently. I mean, I know it's weird in a lot of ways, but this is one of them.
Excerpts from the Quaternion by Benedict Ashman. Chapter 3, Clinging to Order. When the Empire fell, our tribes splintered, fleeing into the mountains in a bid to outrun the dead legacy of the Durek. We clung desperately to the tenets of our angels, to their teachings and hymns, to the promises made flesh in the Holy Codex. We sought to replant the seed sown by the Divine. The flame could not be extinguished.
I don't like that the lore stones are listed as lore stone. That seems like a weird nitpick, but previously it was always stone of blank. Like stone of winter, stone of summer. Gorgoth stone. It always told you what set you were going to get. And you could plan your route and see what buff you were going to get for said route around that. The problem with the Mithros ones is that it's literally just listed as Lorestone. I mean, technically that's good, but I have absolutely no use for that. I'm max level. I don't need equip requirements. But see, it just says Lorestone. So I have to assume, based on everything else, that it's probably Quartenian? I thought that was Quarentian. But it could also be as Freya in the mountains. It's a nitpick. But it's also a little jarring considering no other Lorestone in the entirety of the game was listed as just Lorestone. It's just the ones in Mithros.
Chapter 5. We climbed. Called us fools, but we sought safety in the mountains. Looked upon the stormy skies and icy peaks as a refuge. Skyward. That had always been the Mitharan way. Our vanguard, High Priestess Karina Graf, led us above the clouds, drawn by an otherworldly presence she believed to be our lost angels. But we found nothing. We found nothing.
It really is a nitpick, but it's more one of those things that's kind of a retcon because it was a precedent set by the rest of the game that they just decided to change for some reason. I have a better version of these that I'm just waiting to get some chaos shards to make chaos gems, because if I'm remembering correctly, chaos gems are actually really good. Unless we're talking specifically the chaos damage or the chaos weapon gems. Or the pure chaos weapon gem. Because that, I think, literally just buffs chaos damage. But I know I'm coming back here later. I don't want to deal with that right now. Bye bye, Heavy Knight. You can have your patrol area. Sorry to bother you. I'll be leaving now. What was I saying? Yes, the Chaos Gems. If I remember correctly, the Chaos Utility Gem is the best, because I believe that just outright increases your movement speed. Which might not sound like that huge of a buff. However, this place has a lot of ice enemies. And ice includes a debuff that slows your speed down. So at the very least, that counteracts that a little. I believe if you're shocked, you have a chance to be paralyzed. If you're burning, you're just taking continuous damage, and if you're frosted or frozen, then your movement speed suffers for it. Could be wrong about the specifics on that. And even if I am wrong about the specifics, it's not like I'm majorly wrong. Okay. Crownhold discovered. We ride. I'm sort of beelining it for Scald, so I can get access to Chaos weaponry. Because you don't get much in the way of you don't get access to that until you actually deal with or go talk to her. And preordained. That explains a few things. They can walk around in the city normally because the Mitharans are stupid. Anywho. Head up here. Okay, I don't know why, but suddenly I'm hungry. I don't know why. Like, I was just running up that hill in-game, and my real-world stomach growled. I don't know if my mic caught it. It felt loud. Hello, Ice Wolves. Goodbye, Ice Wolves. What is this? Okay, that's where this connects. That's a connecting point. Good to know, good to know. Moving on. I'm being stealthy! Collect this.
Chapter 7, Magna Cortis. Unbeknownst to High Priestess Graf, she had been summoned, but not by the Arathi. The highest peak of the Eldrith, the mighty Magna Cortis, had tempted the adept, luring those special few who had been touched by the cyclical song of magic. These hallowed hills, these ancient canyons, here, in the snow, the world of mortals and the world of gods lay together in a tender embrace.
Okay. The chaos weapons are great because they deal chaos damage, which means you can actually hurt chaos enemies. However, there's not really a point in buffing the chaos damage. At least, not with gems. They already do a lot more damage just by existing. Or they already do a lot of chaos damage just by existing, and periodically they actually level up. Or rather, you level up your ability to make them. And because you periodically level up your ability to make them, there really isn't a point in using any other kind of weapon, and there really isn't a point in buffing them, or in buffing the amount of chaos damage you do with the chaos weapons, or with the chaos gems. What happened here? Why are there so many of you? Well, why were there so many of you? Can't imagine what happened over here to warrant that. Okay. So there's a lore stone over this way. Mine. Chaos damage, I don't think deals damage to, well, anything other than, well, chaos enemies. I legitimately don't think it has any other uses. Okay, what is going on with you people? Why are there so many bandits just gathered here? Is there a memorial service going on or something? This is probably where the last one... Yeah, this has to be the last of Ziddy's set. Okay, so what we're gonna do... is put this on. Yeah, they might need a memorial, that's fair. That is actually completely fair. Let's test this out against you. Does that count? That counts! Interesting. And it stacks. Okay. And what about with the pet flute? What? Did I get an Iskaru? What? This poor troll. Okay, what? Does my teleport count? I don't think so. Okay, the small army of boggarts is actually kind of impressive. That's not helpful. Alright, said, I kind of appreciate the small army of boggarts. And apparently with that, I can have like a maximum of 7 followers. Yeah, because it doesn't let me summon any additional things using the pet flute. I might play around with this just a little bit. Even though I know that the boggarts aren't going to be very helpful in the future. I wish I could have gotten this earlier. Truth be told. Okay, what happens if I land the meteor? How many does that count as? Okay, so that counts as 2. And I can't tell if they're counting the teleport for this. Do they count the teleport? Or not? I suppose I can check that over here. They count the teleport. Okay, that changes some things. So, one of the potential challenge runs I'm considering is summons only. Like, I wouldn't be allowed to attack. I might allow myself to do blink damage, though. Blink is the teleport. Because the teleport really just replaces dodge. And it does a small amount of damage. Now that I've actually been around, I can do that. So I might see about if I can get my hands on Ziddy's armor early. Because that could actually be really fun. And I legitimately might just let myself use teleports specifically so I can get the army of boggarts going. I'll have... Or what I might wind up doing is going might in sorcery so that I can get my hands on Guardian. Because if Guardian allows for if that counts as landing, the Guardian blink is always the basic one. What am I doing? But yeah, the Battle Mage, the purple path, Guardian, Battle Mage, it never goes above regular blink. It stays just the... Yeah, it just stays the short-ranged teleport. I worry a little about harmonic overload, though. Might have to not let myself get the highest tier for that. That's definitely something I'm gonna have to test in between now and when I do a challenge run of this game. Because I'm thinking my first one is going to be pets only.
The old cinder pit cauldron.
Where did you come from?
See a fall anywhere. Although Orella did mention a strange mechanism. Maybe you can give it a try.
Water, air, earth, fire. I'm assuming the leaf is earth. Okay, what do I do beyond that? Does that mean I touch it again? Water, air, earth, fire. I could be overthinking this. Oh, okay. Okay. It wasn't a matter of order, it was a matter of how many triangles were lit up. Because, of course, that would be everyone's first guess. I actually don't mind that one too much, despite my griping. Well, I actually don't mind that one at all, despite my griping. Just a little embarrassed that it took me that long to figure it out. Especially considering I have beaten this DLC before. Oh, hi, Banshane! What do you mean she was in the AoE? Down here. Whew, boy, the lag. The lag is real. Okay, I'm sorry. Cinder Pit shouldn't look this clean. It should actually look like the caldera of an active volcano or something. I'm just looking around for lore stones at the moment. Continue on over here. Was that 22k I just saw? I know I'm ing a lot, but I very clearly missed some lore stones, and I'm trying to figure out where I might have, or where that might have happened. I could have sworn there was like at least one in here, but it would be, well, one, maybe two.
I hope Scold doesn't remember the last time we met. It didn't go well. Farewell.
Off we go. Then down. At the moment, I just want lore stones and to talk to Scald. I'll probably wind up quitting after that just because that's a really good checkpoint. And I risk running decently far over with the next few legs of the quest, the main quest. But at this point, I'm essentially going to be rushing main story until I max out my ability to make chaos weapons. I think finishing this week's Amalur streams off with even something so simple as just getting the ability to make chaos weapons will be good. Or, well, maybe actually just talking to Scald, because I've got a couple different things I'll have to do. Because she sends us off after a couple of people, and I can't remember if we get access to actually making the stuff until after a few rifts. Not a single lore stone. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's a lore stone in Cinderbit. Alright, talk to Scald. Really? You're actually about to just have me throw this at you?
So, they finally sent someone. 10 years. That's how long I've been warning the Order about what is happening in Mithros. 10 years. And what did they do? Nothing. Now Telogris has risen, and the rest of us race to keep Amalur from falling apart. Agarth, I didn't expect to see your face again. Not after what happened. I'm still not sorry.
I actually kind of like Skald's design, though I wish that they tweaked her model a bit so that her prosthetic wasn't clipping through her arm.
We go back, him and I. The old wars. Another life. He could show you some scars. A long time ago, I worked closely with the Order, until they refused to listen to my warnings. I left the Feylands and journeyed west, established a new forge in these mountains, and I kept watch. I do. You stink of fate magic. I can't say I'm happy to see you, considering you shouldn't exist. But it's fitting that you came. May the abomination who wrecked the weave be the one to repair it. Not that it will be easy, even for you. It depends on whom you ask. He is many things to many people. To the citizens of his city, of Crownhold, he is the true ruler of Amalur, a figure who will rebuild this war-torn land. To the refugees and settlers moving west to join him, he is a liberator, a figure who will free them from the bonds of fate. Yes, that is Telogris' true desire, to unbind us all.
Which really is not... If they'd explored a little more why unbinding fate from everybody from fate would be a bad thing, actually shown a couple disasters, that would be one thing. But just saying, like, tell not show. I can't stress enough, and I'll keep repeating it, even though I really don't like repeating myself. The tell not show aspect of this story really makes it ring hollow.
Perhaps you're right. There is enough for which to blame you. The unraveling of the weave, the rise of Octien, the breaking of the Fae. You've been unusually productive in your short time, Fateless One. But even now, we waste time we don't have. Every day, Telogris grows more powerful. Soon, he will possess his human host entirely. We must hurry. Now that you're here, there's work to do, and a city to save. I knew him as Wolf, a boy from Yulven. He was my apprentice, and my responsibility. Wolf accompanied me on many expeditions into these caves and canyons.
This is the second Wolf we've met, or well, heard of.
Wolf and I became separated, and he vanished. I believed him dead, and I mourned him in the tradition of my people. Weeks later, he returned, different. I knew it was not the Wolf I knew. He had been taken, consumed. Farther west, in the ancient Mitharan city of Crownhold, its great temple has been occupied by his followers. It is a perversion that this grand Erothi city has become a haven for the followers of chaos. Many in Mithros see Telogris' words for what they are. Lies, meant to disrupt and deceive. Those who have been forced from their homes or wish to escape the occupation come here, to me. Soldiers, scholars, farmers, alchemists, even other blacksmiths. We are preparing to take this region back.
The interesting thing is Telogris isn't technically lying, and that's honestly more dangerous.
Let me see it. Ah, of course. I know this blade well, because I crafted it. A chaos sword. My own invention. ugly but elegant in its own terrible way. I last saw this weapon in the hands of one of my apprentices. I often brought my apprentices with me into the Chaos Realm. It was foolhardy, and several paid with their lives. Sadly, weapons like this are all that remain of those loyal friends. Since then, I've been unable to reach the Chaos Realm again to procure the necessary metals. You'll need to master Chaos, its weapons, its magic, if you expect to face Telogris. Come, bring the sword, and I will show you.
How can I bring the sword when you... Whatever.
Come on, come on!
I can't... How can I bring the sword when you have the sword?
Hello, my friend. Take this. The Chaos Flame. I stole it from Ishara with my own hands, sacrificing my greatest tools to ensure Telogris' destruction. Use that forge. Bring the flame that'll be Telogris' undoing.
I want to know what's up with her, actually, because this is a retcon, but it could be explained away with her just being a genius and inventing some way around it. Especially considering that the Archsage was able to do this to some extent as well, but how did she enter Ishara unscathed? I don't remember if they ever explained that. I believe that's just a plot hole. But there is a kind of a precedent for it. Well, there's a few different explanations. One, it could just be just because, and they're throwing out the old lore. Two, it could be because of one of her inventions. That's typically how these sorts of things go with blacksmithing geniuses and whatnot. Or three, it could be because of three, it could be because of her willpower. Because Tybri mentions that we must have an incredibly strong will to be able to stand in Ishara. Or it could be because of the unique nature of the Chaos Realm itself. The rest of Ishara is probably a little more hostile.
Beautifully done. Only I could have done it better. You may be faithless, but you still have much to learn. About magic, about war with Telogris.
I'm less than a year old!
For you. Or do you want me to forge it into a different weapon instead? From this core, I could also create a staff or daggers. Understood. I will begin forging your weapon at once. Here is your weapon. Keep it close. Only those weapons forged in chaos magic will be of any use to you against our new enemies. Thousands of years ago, the first Niskaru hunters weaponized chaos magic. Swords, shields, hammers, armors, all the martial equipment used by mortals. It is the only way for us to stand a chance against Telogris' brood.
And you're gonna make me fight with these.
It seems we have some unwanted guests in the forge. Stay close.
Hooky. I think I do actually have my dagger mastery maxed out, so it's not like I get that much of a dagger or damage fall off from using daggers.
Sometimes they find their way in unless you know how to get past the defenses. Your chaos weapon will make short work of them. Hello, my friend. Your chaos weapon is working. Now finish them off.
I wish that the chaos spell worked like an aura instead of just being on the ground.
You're a good fighter and a quick study, but you have a long way to go before you master chaos magic. The forge is defended by numerous barriers and defenses, but still, they find us. I worry about the future. Enough about that. I will handle your chaos training, and the chaos creatures will keep your combat skills honed. We have much to do. You're one of the final pieces in my plot to thwart Telogris, and I
You
will
were
need
just
your help
hostile towards me.
rest. A sagecrafter named Callan MacLeod has made a great discovery. I've seen it in my readings. He's on the verge of using chaos magic and sagecrafting, but he may not live long enough to do it. You have to find him and bring him here. That's your mission. That rusty sword you brought with you, you found it in the Chaos Realm, didn't you? Tell me, Faithless One, what else did you see in that cursed landscape? Yes, I call it a Chaos Node, and I believe its purpose is to ensure the dungeon's integrity. Even more important is what's contained within them, a magical substance dubbed Chaos Matter. Chaos Matter is vital to defeating Telogris, and the only way to obtain it is to destroy and harvest these Chaos Nodes. Chaos weapons can be forged from Chaos Matter, and these enchanted weapons may be the only thing that can harm Telogris. When I forged your new weapon, I did so by extracting Chaos Matter from that broken sword you found in the Chaos Realm. Unfortunately, it was rusty and impure, which greatly limited what I could produce from it. If you bring me pure Chaos Matter, obtained directly from a Chaos Node, I can forge any kind of Chaos weapon core you wish. If you're not in a hurry, I suggest giving it a try before continuing with your mission. Farewell. I must discover the secret. Goodbye.
Yeah. Alright, anyway, I want to loot. And then I'm going to call it there. If you're interested in anything I've done up until this point, you can check out my YouTube channel. I try to upload stuff same day, and I group my runs by playlist so they're easier to find. If you're interested in seeing my announcements, I upload those to Instagram. If you're interested in seeing my clips in an easier fashion, I upload them to TikTok, YouTube, and when it lets me, Instagram. Links to all of that are in the chat now. If you've made it this far and are curious to see where I go from here, why not drop a follow? It takes but one button press, and you can always change your mind if you decide my content isn't for you. Tomorrow, it's back to Code Vein. I make absolutely no promises whatsoever as to how far I get. Well, beyond beating Crown of Sand, I don't think Successor of the Throat is going to take me that long. And Thursday and Friday, it's back to Hollow Knight Silksong. Do keep in mind that Friday I'm going to be on the Grandma timer because there's a chance or my grandma shows up in the middle of my stream. So Friday's stream will either go until the 3-hour mark or until my grandma gets here, whichever comes first. I'll get back to this on Monday. And I'll be heading back into Crownhold to recruit Callan MacLeod. The last week of October, I'll be doing Chalice Week, where I go through Bloodborne's Chalice dungeons, and anyone who wants to participate in co-op is more than welcome to, seeing as how the Chalice dungeons are not very fun outside of co-op. Well, that's not the only reason, but it's a big driving force for why I chose Bloodborne's Chalice Dungeons specifically. One moment. Since Karato stopped in earlier, let's go say hi to him. He's playing Callisto Protocol. It's a horror game, apparently. I've been lurking for the most part, but it seems interesting enough. That said, happy time zones, everyone. And I hope you all have an excellent day.